December 17th, 1944. At 0640 hours. In Bullingen, Belgium, the engine noise comes first, low, grinding, unmistakable. Panther tanks, idling in the frozen dawn, their exhaust hanging like breath in the air. Snow squeaks under boots as German infantry fan out along the road. Sits something no German officer expected to find this deep behind American lines. Rows of fuel trucks, dozens of them, parked neatly, uncamouflaged, untouched. For a moment, no one speaks. Piper lowers the binoculars slowly. He doesn't smile, he doesn't shout. He simply exhales, a thin cloud of vapor drifting away from his face. His adjutant steps closer. Herr Obersturmbannführer, is it possible? Piper doesn't answer right away. He walks forward, boots crunching on ice, gloved hand brushing the cold steel of the nearest tanker. White stenciled letters stand out against olive paint. U.S. Army, gasoline. Gasoline. High octane. Exactly what his armored spearhead is starving for. Behind him, engines idle impatiently. Kampfgruppe Piper, Hitler's chosen battering ram for the Ardennes offensive, has been racing west for 2 days, burning fuel faster than Berlin can replace it. Panthers and Tigers drink gasoline like dying men gulp water. Every kilometer forward is a gamble. Every idle moment risks failure. And here it is, 50,000 gallons of it. An American fuel dump captured intact. German soldiers begin shouting now, excitement cracking through discipline. Tank crews jump down, already waving fuel hoses, already dreaming of engines roaring back to life. One man laughs openly, kicking snow aside as if the war itself has just tilted in their favor. Piper raises a hand. Silence returns, quickly. He walks the length of the dump, counting with his eyes. Truck after truck, fuel drums stacked in precise rows, no scorch marks, no sabotage, no retreating Americans had time to destroy it. That, more than anything else, unsettles him. This wasn't abandoned in panic. It was left behind because there was more where this came from. You can almost feel the weight of that realization settling in, even if Piper doesn't yet name it. For now, there is only action. Refuel everything, he orders. Panthers first, then the half-tracks, no wastage. Men move fast, hoses clank, caps twist open. Gasoline sloshes, rich and golden, disappearing into German fuel tanks that should have been empty hours ago. The smell is intoxicating, promise, power, motion. One tank commander slaps his glacis plate affectionately. She'll run another 100 kilometers now, he says. Piper nods once, another 100 kilometers toward the Meuse, toward Antwerp, toward the impossible goal Hitler demands. But as the refueling continues, Piper's eyes keep drifting not to his own vehicles, but to the scale of the dump itself. 50,000 gallons. He does the math automatically. Years of staff, work, and frontline command have trained his mind to calculate logistics as instinctively as tactics. He knows exactly what this amount represents. This is not frontline fuel. This is reserve fuel. Fuel meant to sustain an entire American corps. And it's sitting here, in the open, in winter, replaced easily enough that no one had time or orders to burn it. A young SS officer approaches, flushed with excitement. Herr Obersturmbannführer, with this fuel, we can push straight through. No delays. Piper studies the man's face, so confident, so sure that this find changes everything. It helps, Piper replies carefully. Yes. But his voice lacks conviction. He turns away, walking toward a slight rise overlooking the dump. From there, he can see beyond the trees, faint movement on distant roads. American columns, trucks, jeeps. More supply vehicles heading east, not west, not retreating, advancing. Even after the surprise of the Ardennes, even after German armor breaks through, they keep coming. Piper remembers the briefings in Germany, the speeches, the promises that the enemy was overstretched, low on fuel, brittle. That one hard udar, one decisive blow would shatter the Western Allies. Standing here, ankle deep in snow and gasoline, that life feels thin. Because if this much fuel can be lost without panic, how much more do they have? A radio operator jogs up. American units spotted regrouping to the north, Armor reported. Piper nods again, already masking his thoughts. Orders are given, Engines roar back to life, louder now, healthier. The column prepares to move. Kampfgruppe Piper will roll forward, fueled by American gasoline, burning American reserves to kill American soldiers. A bitter irony. As the first Panther lurches onto the road, Piper takes one last look at the dump, at the trucks that could keep an army moving for weeks. For the first time since the offensive began, a cold certainty settles in his chest, colder than the Ardennes winter. Germany might still win battles, but this war is being decided by numbers too large to capture. And 50,000 gallons is only the beginning. The March Fueled by Illusion. December 17, 1944. 10:15 hours. West of Boulogne, Belgium. The column moves again. Panther tanks grind forward. Their tracks chew frozen mud and crush snow into black slush. Half-tracks follow closely. Infantry cling to the sides. Rifles rattle with every jolt. The engines sound strong now, confident, almost eager. Captured fuel has given steel a false sense of hope, but hope is dangerous. Joachim Piper stands in his half-track. A map case is strapped to his chest. His eyes stay fixed on the narrow Ardennes road ahead. The forest presses in from both sides. Dark pine trees, heavy branches weighed down by snow. This is not tank country. It never was. One broken vehicle is enough. One ambush, and the entire column could die on this road. Behind him, the crews laugh. They shout over the engine noise. Someone jokes that American fuel runs better. Another talks about driving all the way to Paris. Piper does not laugh. He knows what the fuel really bought them. Time. Nothing more. And time is running out. The radio crackles constantly. Reports come in broken pieces. American roadblocks are getting stronger. Bridges are being destroyed faster than expected. Fuel consumption is rising again. Engines idle. Move. Stop. And start. Piper opens his map. The Meuse River waits ahead. Cross it and the Allied rear opens. Fail and the spearhead becomes trapped. He checks his watch. They are already behind schedule. Then the shooting begins. Rifle fire breaks out ahead, sharp and sudden. The lead vehicles brake hard. Tracks scream. Engines roar. A flare rises into the gray sky. It bursts red. Someone shouts, "Ambush!" American paratroopers are dug in along the road. Men from the 82nd Airborne. Foxholes are cut into frozen ground. Bazookas hide behind fallen trees. They fire at close range. A half-track explodes into flames. Men spill out screaming. Uniforms turn black in seconds. Piper gives orders over the radio. His voice is calm and controlled. Panther tanks roll forward. Main guns turn. High-explosive shells slam into the trees. Wood shatters. Snow falls like glass. The road becomes chaos. Burning fuel. Destroyed vehicles. Bodies half buried in slush. The fight is fierce, but short. The Americans pull back in order. That troubles Piper. These men are not fleeing. They are delaying. As the column moves on, fuel leaks from a destroyed American tanker. Flames crawl across the ground. Gasoline burns away. Wasted. Piper feels the clock again. By mid-afternoon, the sky grows darker. Snow falls heavier. Visibility drops. The column slows. Vehicles bunch together. Drivers curse. They peer through frozen vision slits. A report arrives. The bridge ahead is gone. Piper strikes the armor with his fist. Engineers rush forward. They work under threat of artillery. Every minute burns fuel. Every idle engine drinks from the captured supply. That supply already feels smaller. American vehicles appear on nearby roads. Supply convoys move with ease. Fuel trucks, ammo carriers, field kitchens. They move toward the front, toward him. Piper watches through binoculars. The realization is clear. The Americans are not scrambling. They are sustaining. Their logistics are not breaking. They are adapting. An SS captain approaches quietly. He says the fuel may not be enough. Even with the captured supply, Piper nods. He already knows. This fuel was meant to move them forward, not stop them. Night falls. The conf group halts again, trapped by terrain and resistance. Engines shut down. Silence follows. Men huddle in the cold. Breath turns to fog. Distant artillery rolls like thunder. Piper stands alone. The map is spread on a half-track hood. Roads seem shorter now. Smaller. The fuel dump feels like a memory, a cruel gift. Because with every mile driven on American gasoline, one truth grows stronger. Germany is not fighting an enemy that can be starved. It is fighting an enemy that can lose tens of thousands of gallons and keep moving, far behind American lines. Factories still glow. Trains still run. Tankers still unload. And Kampfgruppe Piper, despite its captured fuel, is running out of road. The Meuse River waits ahead. And so does something far worse. The Arithmetic of Defeat. December 18, 1944. 02:30 hours. Near Stavelot, Belgium. The night is full of sound. Not shouting. Not engines. Artillery. American guns fire in steady patterns. Shells move across roads and junctions with precision. Each explosion lights the clouds. Snow-covered hills flash into view. Then darkness returns. Joachim Piper listens inside his command half-track. His helmet is off. His eyes close for a moment. He knows this sound. It is not desperation. It is control. A radio operator speaks. American units have retaken parts of Stavelot. The bridge over the Amblieve River is compromised. Piper opens his eyes. That bridge is his lifeline. Without it, the column is split. Fuel trucks are trapped. Ammunition vehicles. Recovery units. Wounded men. Everything that keeps the advance alive. Piper asks for details. The bridge was destroyed after forward units crossed. American infantry and tanks counterattacked. They are moving toward the supply column. Piper rubs his temples. He has barely slept since the offensive began. This is how offensives die. Not in great battles, but in pieces. A bridge, a junction. Momentum disappears. Piper steps outside. The snow is stopped. The world is still. Vehicles sit nose to tail along the road. Steel shapes frozen in silence. An engine coughs, then stops. Fuel is being saved. Piper walks to a group of tank commanders. A lantern glows. Maps lie on the ground. He asks one question. How much fuel do you have? The answer comes fast. 30 kilometers. Less if we maneuver. Another voice speaks. 20 kilometers at most. Piper straightens. 30 kilometers. That is the distance between success and encirclement, between history and obscurity. He dismisses them. Back in his vehicle, he studies the fuel numbers. 50,000 gallons once sounded enormous. Now it means nothing. Divided among tanks, half-tracks, trucks, burned by idling, combat, cold starts. The math is unforgiving. American artillery continues. It grows heavier. Another report arrives. American engineers repaired a bridge downstream. Their armor is moving freely again. Fuel convoys are redirected, not stopped. They adapt. Instantly. Piper remembers a lesson from the academy. Amateurs talk tactics. Professionals talk logistics. At dawn, the column moves again. Toward La Gliese, the road narrows. Hills rise. Trees close in. Snow traps vehicles. A destroyed tank blocks the road. Engineers work. Fuel burns away with every minute. Then the sky clears. American aircraft appear. P-47 fighter bombers. They circle, then dive. Rockets scream. A Panther explodes. Another tank burns. Crews escape in flames. Piper orders dispersal. There is nowhere to go. Trees, ditches, ice, The attack is precise. When it ends, the road smokes, fuel leaks and burns. Gasoline pools in the snow. Each loss hurts. Each fire is a reminder. By midday, the truth is clear. Fuel is critically low. Not later. Now, Piper gathers his officers. Inside a farmhouse, maps hang on walls with family photos. He speaks plainly. We cannot reach the Meuse. We will consolidate and defend. No one disagrees. Outside, artillery moves closer. Infantry probes. The hunted has become the hunter. That evening, Piper stands on a ridge. He sees fires in the valley. American positions. Deep. Organized. He thinks of the captured fuel. How easy it was to take. How little it changed. The realization completes itself. Germany did not lose because of one battle. It lost because it could not sustain the future. You cannot defeat an enemy who replaces everything. You cannot outrun an enemy with endless supply lines. You cannot win a war on borrowed fuel. Behind him, engines shut down. For the last time, ahead. American forces close in. Piper stands still in the cold. The final calculation is complete. The Reich is emptying its last tanks. The Allies are only beginning. The collapse at L'Église. December 19, 1944. L'Église, Belgium. Morning. The village wakes to dying engines. One by one, German vehicles fall silent. Not by command, but by necessity. Panther tanks that once roared now stand still. Fuel gauges rest at zero. Half-tracks are pushed by hand. Men strain in the snow. Boots slip. Breath turns sharp. This is not a retreat. It is a halt. Joachim Piper walks through L'Église. Artillery dust falls like ash. Stone houses are broken open. Walls reveal furniture. Children toys. Lives interrupted. German infantry dig in. Gardens. Cellars. A quiet village becomes a final stronghold. Piper stops beside a Panther tank. The commander stands on the hull. Helmet under his arm. Piper asks one question. How much fuel? The commander smiles without humor. Enough to move. Downhill. Piper nods. Across the valley, American forces assemble. Sherman tanks take position. Infantry advances. Careful. Steady. Artillery observers adjust fire. Calm voices. Shells fall closer each time. The radio reports from the rear. Stavelot is fully in American hands. The Amblieve bridges are secured. The supply route is cut. Kampf Group paper is surrounded. Inside a seized house, Piper gathers his officers. Faces are thin. Eyes empty. They already understand. Piper speaks clearly. We destroy the vehicles. Guns are disabled. Engines are charged. Nothing must be captured. Silence fills the room. These tanks were Germany pride. Now they will die by German hands. An officer asks, "What about the men?" Piper answers, "The men will walk that night." The sky turns orange. Panther tanks burn. Explosions tear engines apart. Fire reflects on snow and stone. Ammunition cracks in the heat. The valley echoes. American artillery pauses. The fight is ending. Piper watches. Each burning tank is an admission. Limits reached. Illusions gone. Among the wrecks, American fuel burns too. The last captured gasoline ignites. The village becomes a funeral fire. It is fitting. After midnight, Piper gives the order. Small groups move out, eastward. Through forest and ravines, they avoid roads. They avoid contact. They leave behind the wounded. They leave behind the machines. They leave behind the dream of victory. Piper walks with them, pistol in hand, boots soaked, uniform frozen. He speaks little. There is nothing left. At dawn, American troops enter L'Église. They find a steel graveyard, burned Panthers, twisted half-tracks, abandoned ammunition, empty fuel drums, dry tanks. An American officer looks over the scene. Hell of a fight. But they ran out of gas. He does not know how exact that is. For Piper, the realization is complete. Germany was not defeated by courage, not by tactics, not by weapons. It was defeated by an enemy who could lose 50,000 gallons of fuel and never feel it. As Piper disappears into the forest, the Ardennes offensive dies. The last gamble has failed. The tanks are silent. The roads belong to the Allies. The end of the war is now only time. When the illusion finally died, January 1945, somewhere east of the Ardennes, before dawn. The war sounds different now. No great advances. No engines pushing west. Only retreat. Boots crush frozen ground. Men cough from cold and exhaustion. Artillery echoes in the distance. It never seems farther away. Joachim Piper walks with his remaining men. He no longer leads an attack. He is part of a thinning column, moving back toward Germany. Uniforms are torn. Ammunition is counted carefully. Fuel no longer exists. Villages pass by. Names do not matter anymore. Only shelter, warmth, and whether the road ahead is still open. At night, Piper lies awake. He stares into the dark. His thoughts return to Bullingen, the fuel trucks, the abundance, the false relief. He understands now. That moment was not a step toward victory. It was a revelation. The Americans did not chase the fuel. They did not panic. They rerouted. New convoys moved forward. New bridges were built overnight. New units arrived. With full tanks, with full stomachs, the system absorbed the loss. Germany could not. By February, the Western Front stabilizes again, but farther east. The Allies regroup. They rearm. They advance again. Every German counterattack feels weaker, driven by orders, not by supply. Piper reads reports that once seemed impossible. American divisions rotate out to rest. Tanks are replaced entirely. Aircraft losses return within days. He thinks of German factories, bombed, starved of raw materials, workers taken from machines, sent to the front. Trains stand still. No coal. Fuel rationing is only an idea. In March, the Rhine is crossed, bridges fall, then rise again. American engineers rebuild in days. What Germany moves in weeks, the Allies move in hours. For Piper, the final clarity comes quietly. He watches an American convoy pass through a ruined town. Trucks stretch beyond sight. Fuel, food, ammunition, replacements. A future that keeps arriving, no matter how much is destroyed. He understands then. The war was decided long before La Gliese, long before Bullingen. It was decided when Germany chose speed instead of sustainability, when weapons were built faster than they could be supplied, when brilliance in battle was mistaken for permanence. The captured fuel was not proof of weakness. It was proof of depth. Piper survives the war. Many do not. Germany surrenders in May 1945. Its tanks are empty. Its cities broken. Its illusions gone. History will remember battles, names, victories, defeats. But wars are decided elsewhere. In factories, in ports, in rail yards, in endless columns of trucks, moving forward, even when some never arrive. 50,000 gallons of gasoline did not change the outcome. It revealed it. Because in modern war, courage matters. Skill matters. Sacrifice matters. But fuel decides. How long those things can matter.